Welcome to another episode of Mindful City, Tuning into Life, a podcast to discover and celebrate the many ways that our city is using mindfulness in our practical daily lives. Welcome to another episode of Mindful City, Tuning into Life. I am honored today to introduce to you Clyde Hampton from the zip code 407, which I love that that's in your email. I actually saw Clyde on Instagram, and I was inspired by his just the way that he introduces fitness, flexibility, yoga, wellness. And I was just inspired by a lot of what you share on Instagram. And especially at a time, I found you actually at a time where we had a lot of diversity and lack of diversity coming to the forefront in the fitness world, especially in the yoga and wellness area. And to see someone like yourself, to see an African-American, not just an African-American person, but also a man in this area of yoga is not something that I've encountered much. So it's two things. One, I'm either not in those circles where I should be, or it's not mainstream and I'm not really encountering it that much. So I was really inspired by you, been following you on Instagram ever since. And so just had to have a conversation with you so that others could also be inspired by everything that you've shared with me so far. So I wanted to welcome you to the show.
Thank you, everybody. And thank you for having me. I am extremely honored to be here.
So I know that there's no way that I can do justice to someone's introduction, even if I read it off or give someone a bio. So I wanted to ask you if you would be able to introduce yourself a little bit, your story, and how you came to this world of yoga, fitness, and wellness.
Okay. I am Clyde Hampton. My Instagram is c.hamp.ionyogi, which is pretty much just my name in yogi. I am a certified vinyasa yoga teacher. I am 290 hours plus at this point certified. I work with helping people with their flexibility and mobility. I also do strength training and body toning. And I also help people with minor injury recovery, coming back from small minor injuries, like if you don't need surgery or something like that. Pretty much anything that you can do personal recovery from. I help people get their strength back and balance back and coordination back and things like that. I am co-owner of Ninja Fit Gym in Orlando, Florida. This is my baby. This is everything. It is a gym that specializes in training American Ninja Warriors. However, we also do a lot of obstacle course running, so stamina style training and strength and endurance style training here. I have become quite the doctor around here, so to speak. I seem to be the one who everyone likes to come to when something's wrong and to find out what can we do to make it feel better. But what I basically bring to the table for them, because I am a fan of all the different styles and I do play around as much as I can. But what I try to bring to the table is how to keep them safe before they're injured. So to talk to them about the things that they're doing that can be damaging to their bodies and how to protect yourself before you get injured so that we're not rehabbing for anything. We just don't ever get hurt. Obviously that we're not there in science yet, but I'm working with them. So
that's wonderful. And I know you're at what the listeners can't see is that that he's actually at the gym, at the Ninja Fit Gym, and I can see that.
I'm here now. I just finished a private session before this, and I have another one coming shortly after this.
I was wondering your story, though, because there was something you mentioned to me earlier before we started the podcast, is when I look at you, I do feel you're really unique. And sometimes we look at someone like you and go, there's no way I will ever do that, or that I could get to that level of strength and flexibility and mobility. And a lot of times, and I'm sure you encounter this very, very much, people think that it's a gift or like a skill set that, was just specifically for you. But how did you get to this point? Have you always been in this area of fitness and wellness, or was this a journey for you?
No, I mean I've pretty much been involved with sports like forever. Like I don't remember a part of my life where I wasn't involved in some form of playing. So that introduces you to fitness in itself. Like, right, if you're going to play sports, you got to kind of learn how to work out and take care of yourself and train your body so that you can be one of the better ones playing. So that introduces you to the gym in itself. So you learn to like lift weights and stuff like that. But there's a natural evolution of fitness that happens with everybody's journey. Everyone starts out in the same place. You walk in the gym, there's squats, there's push-ups, there's jumping jacks, and you do the basics. But then you start to learn like what this does to your body and what it can do to your body and what it can do for your body. And I think what happens with everyone is you find something you love and how fitness can benefit what you love. So just like that, for me, it's just a natural evolution. I just fell in love with the different aspects of fitness. And I'm such a junkie of just movement and moving around and going to do things. I see it all as play. So anytime I see something that looks like it's more fun than work, I'm in. And so it's not hard to talk me into it at all.
I like that perspective though, because I think people they have to go to the gym and they look at that as the job, and that is what it is that is hard to do. But I love your perspective, what you just shared, because that means you find something that you love and then you recognize that you can be better at it. You could enjoy it more. And by going to the gym or by doing some work, you can actually enjoy the things that you love more, or see yourself in another way, doing it better. So that's definitely a unique. Do you see that challenge with people that come to you or at the gym, or people you meet personally or train with? Do you see that as a challenge for them? Do they feel they don't enjoy it, or?
Absolutely. It's the biggest thing for me. It's literally what I try to make my platform all about, is changing that narrative. I believe that most people feel like fitness lives in this box. There's this little box of fitness, and here's all the stuff that you can do if you need to. So like most of the time when people come to me, and their first mindset is, what can I do to lose weight? What can I do to make this body part look like this? What can I do to do that? So you're instantly coming to ask me for the work, but you're not coming here for the fun of it. People don't see dancing as fitness. They don't think about dancing as fitness. Very rarely does someone think, I need to lose a lot of weight, so I'm going to go and join a salsa class, because they don't connect that as fitness. That's more of a fun thing that you do. You don't do that all the time. But if you really start to go do salsa on a regular basis, just like you spent time at the gym, like an hour a day, 4 or 5 days a week, you notice your body's starting to change a lot. You notice a lot of stuff starting to fade away, and your body's going to start to adjust to be better at doing salsa because you keep doing those repetitive movements. So you'll gain flexibility because of the movements in salsa. You'll lose the necessary weight, and your cardio will pick up. You'll be able to dance for longer and longer and longer. All those things will happen without ever going to the gym in any day at all. So movement is really the key that I try to get through to people to understand. Like, if you don't like lifting weights, fine, that's great. There's no requirement in all of fitness to lift weights, but what it is a requirement to do is move. So just find something that you enjoy doing and do that as fitness, and find ways, and then you'll do other things to help that. Like, I know a person who got into the whole the trapeze style with the sheets. I know I'm not saying.
Oh, right,
it right.
where they're like hanging.
Right,
like those,
right.
yes.
I don't know why I can't
I know
come
what
to the name.
yeah.
It's just not coming to me. But I'm if any of my friends who do that hear me, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to say it. It's just not coming to my brain right now. But,
I like the word trapeze because I knew exactly what you meant.
But
it's kind of it slipped my mind too for a moment. Yes.
Right. So silks.
That's it. Yes.
Okay. So if you do silks, you realize like there's a lot of arm strength that comes along to it, right? So maybe you step away from the silks and you do some curls and you grab some light weights and you do some strength training in your arms, some other style of things that you don't necessarily love so much, but what it does is it makes you better at silks.
At doing it.
And now you get to go have more fun at silks. You get to hang from the silk longer. You get to do the cooler things that you've always wanted to do because of the gym. So the gym is not so bad anymore because there is a paycheck because it comes with this now. So
exactly.
It's just that if you look at something as a negative thing and you start to do that repetitively every day, you're never going to get to a point where you love it. It's always just going to be something you have to go do. So finding something that you love about it and not considering the gym your only option is the best way to go about it.
Well, I like how you don't discriminate against any type of movement because of your love of movement. It doesn't really matter what it is. How did you get into yoga then? Like, is it because of you're just like anything that makes me move and makes me move better and more flexible? What was your journey into that?
So with yoga, I was at the gym working out one day, and there's this guy, he starts doing handstand push-ups, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to be able to do that. That's so amazing. I want to be able to do that. He's actually at this point, that day, we didn't really know each other that well, but now I'm actually on the gym with him. So me and him both own this gym. Okay. But I was like, I have to be able to do that. So my first goal was to get into learning how to do a handstand. So I started trying on my own. I couldn't get it. And I was like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask some gymnasts. There's got to be some gymnasts out there who will talk to me and who will tell me the secrets to getting into a handstand. So they started telling me, and they're like, bro, you need to do yoga, man. You're not flexible at all. You don't have the shoulders or the hips for this at all. Like, you just need to do some yoga and open yourself up. So I started getting into yoga, and then I started realizing like what my body actually was, as opposed to what I thought. I was just missing the strength to be able to balance and hold myself up. But there's so much more that I was missing. And like, as that world just began to open up to me, it started filtering into other parts of my life, like the ninja stuff, the cardio, the obstacle course running, all the fun things that I like to do. Yoga makes me way better at all of those things. And I never knew that. Realistically, I had heard it maybe once or twice, but I never really knew it. And now to be able to see it and to see how it develops me differently and changes my mindset of just about doing everything that I do, it's just like something I can never walk away from now, just because I just know how much of my life it contributes to all day.
Yeah, so it's not something that's so separate from, people see it as one particular activity, but it flows into other areas of our life and other styles of fitness. How do you feel that the world of fitness has changed, especially now with social media being such a key aspect as a source of information for people? What do you feel that has done in terms of wellness and fitness and in your industry?
Well, I think it definitely highlighted the obvious of it works. There's a lot of people that I hear sometimes, and I just don't think it works for me. Like, fitness it doesn't work for me, and I think there's nothing out there that social media has done to do anything to prove. But yes, it does. You just have to keep doing it, but it definitely works, right? But what it also does is it may scare people away sometimes, because as I mentioned on a post I just did recently on Instagram, people don't see yoga from the perspective of restorative, and people don't see yoga from the perspective of props and stuff like that. It's not like you never see a person get 1 million likes and all this praise because they were in easy pose with props and with blocks under their knees. So, you don't, because if I can't be the most amazing at it, I must not be a part of that world, and I'll just stay away from it because I'm not flexible. I think the number one thing every yogi has told me they've heard is, I can't do yoga because I can't touch my toes. And I can't stress to anybody enough how that's not a thing. that's not a part of yoga at all. There's no pose that asks you to touch your toes at all. There's no touch your toes. It's not a
You're like,
thing.
what pose is that?
That's not. It's just not a thing. Like it's not an excuse. It's no one is ever going to ask you to touch it. You can do any asana without having feet or hands. So it just really is not a thing. So
Yeah, but I guess social media shows you the result. That's what some of the interesting that they show you the result, but not so much the journey of
it
what it
does,
takes to
and
get there.
it does, and then it's also very opinionated depending on who you follow.
Right.
So a lot of times social media can speak to something that you may have had interest in, but then a certain corner of social media has told you no, don't do it because of this, and here's all the ways you can get hurt. I'm here to tell you, if you walked around outside today, there was 1,000 different ways you could have gotten hurt and 200 ways you could have died just because you walked around outside. So like anytime that your body's involved in any sort of activity, you need to understand that I can tell you 100 different ways that you can get hurt by doing this. Even if you just walk into the mailbox, I can tell you 100 different ways you can get hurt by doing this. So like, there's always going to be a way to tell somebody you can get this kind of injury and this kind of injury and this kind of injury from something, and you can because it's movement. But that doesn't mean that the movement isn't safe if you go into it and learn how to properly do it before you do it. So I really don't like, I mean, it's yin yang. You can't take the good without the bad. It is what it is. But
If
I
you're
do
walking,
wish.
you can hurt yourself.
Right.
Actually, you could do it without walking. You could
Right,
just
right, right. I think I just heard Joe Biden injured himself playing with a dog
I see.
or
I see
something.
it's
So
possible.
again, so look, I mean, it is what it is. But with social media, it does promote a lot of fitness. It does show a huge platform of here's what fitness is. Here's all the different thousands of ways that you could do it and live it and find your avenue and stuff like that. But it also shames a lot of the different ways for a lot of different reasons. And I'd hate for someone to miss their passion because of bad information.
Right.
And you didn't even know that was something that you would be passionate about had you just gotten involved in it.
Yeah.
Like I
So
said,
what would
it's
you
always good or
encourage? How
bad.
would you encourage people? What would you say, to someone? I know some of your specialty as the doctor is to really help people start to move. Is you were sharing with me before that when you see a person and there's something that they can't do, you know what to begin to tell them to start because you
Hmm.
can see where they can start. What would you encourage people to do, considering their limitations and how to start?
I would always encourage someone to first think about what is it that you enjoy doing. Period. Let's just start there with what do I enjoy doing? Like what activities do I like? Do you love to the scenery of a lake, a beautiful lake and a beautiful park? Well, then, okay, so there you go. So now you try to determine what can I do that's active around the beautiful scenery of the beautiful lake so that I can incorporate my love into my fitness. And so I would always start with what you love, what something that you're passionate about. And I would always tell people like to date fitness. Don't just come into fitness and think about this as it has to be a marriage. Everybody thinks that you have to do this commitment and start and quit and never keep going. No, you should date fitness. Go over and try the silks and then say, I don't really like silks. It's not for me. Okay, well then try CrossFit. And you're like, oh, I don't like CrossFit. Okay, well then try track and field. No, no, I don't really like that. Keep going, keep bouncing around, keep
Till there's
trying
a
different stuff.
match.
Yeah, until you find something that you actually enjoy doing. Like you might find out that it's street hockey that you love. This is my thing all of a sudden, right? So, or free running. Maybe that's the thing that you fall in love with, being able to tumble and flip and roll. Maybe it's trampoline bouncing that you fall in love with. It can be so many different options and so many different ways of going about it. So don't abandon all of fitness because you dated a bad guy. You know what I mean? Like keep dating, keep meeting some other different types of fitness, keep trying out some other different things. There's going to be something that you love because all humans love to move. We all enjoy play. We all have a connection and a positive feeling that goes through our body when we think of play. So it is natural for any human to enjoy playing. You just kind of have to find your way. If it's
Mhm.
music, go dance, go find some dance, go learn some dance, learn new styles of dance, incorporate different styles together with your dances. Just find your passion for movement wherever that is, and then let that be what guides you down in the fitness journey. You know what I mean? Like like I said, you may get into dancing and say, okay, so there's this one move where you go a spin and then a split, but I can't do a split. Okay, here's where yoga comes into your life all of a sudden. Now yoga teaches you how to do a split, and now you're back in class doing the spin and the split, right? So
Right.
no, do you love yoga? No, but you love the spin and the split. And just because you love something, it will make you do other things that you don't love so much for the love of it.
For the love of it. Yeah, that's so true. How did the Ninja Fit gym come into fruition, and because that to me seems like this opportunity to really excel and really test yourself and
Mm,
stretch yourself.
mhm.
And I wonder what the inspiration for all of you coming together and making that work, and what has that done in the community there? What has been your experience so far?
For me, it's like the guy that I told you about the handstands. He basically
Yes.
brought me in. He was like, "Hey man, listen, I got this. I'm really into this ninja running and thing, and I've tried it. And so to be an advocate for what I just said, I do ninja all the time, and I don't love it. I never want to be on American Ninja Warrior. I never want to go on that show. I have so much respect for the guys that are on that show and the guys who really compete on that level. I would never admit to anybody that I am a ninja. I am not. I just like to play. I just think it's fun, and I play. But for him, it's so big. He built the whole ninja course at his house, and then he's opened this place. So like he just wanted to bring me in, and so for me, what I love about the gym is just the versatility of it.
Mhm.
It's the ability for any person to be able to come in here and be able to find an avenue for them and work for them. Because the gym is it's not like there's not a line of treadmills, right? That line of treadmills is always going to be a line of treadmills. That's what that is. You want to go run on a treadmill, that line is there. This gym changes and it moves. Every day you walk in here, it could look completely different. Everything comes down and changes around and moves around. So it can be a different look and a whole different obstacle course every single time you come in. And again, it's all about fun. It's all about playing, and it's all about just getting out and moving. We let people work with kettlebells when they want to go. We have sleds that we push around outside. We do battle ropes. We just move. We love to move. We even have a huge big field out in front of us where we have kids out. And one of my co-owners, he does a kids camp where they do speed training and agility training,
Oh,
and
that's
just teach
wonderful.
kids how to move with their bodies. The little league style age of kids. So like we're just all about movement here and different ways of movement, and that's why it grabbed me, was that the community is just so welcoming of everybody. Like everybody's competing against everybody, so there's nobody who like pushes anybody away, because you're all on your own and you're all together at the same time.
Mhm. I
Um,
can't
so
wait to come. I'm so excited
I
to
can't wait
come.
either.
I want to also just kind of have that experience of trying it for the first
Hmm.
time, and
Hmm.
then working towards it and coming back and seeing where I'm
Hmm.
at the
And
next
seeing
time.
that,
I
right?
I
Yeah.
want to see. I would love to see that journey. So I'm excited about that, and I'll be
Hmm.
posting about that too once we
Hmm.
get to join. And just for you all personally, and also for the gym, what is something that you're working on now that's maybe some newness that you're bringing to the community, or things that you're thinking the community could really benefit from now?
So we have a few things that we're starting off in the new in January. We're going to have a bunch of obstacle course runs that we're trying to get launched and going forward with. So we're going to be doing those bi-weekly. So people will really get a better opportunity to come and get improving their obstacle course runnings for the big major ones that happen around the country. And then I personally am going to be bringing Acro Jam to our gym once a month, which really will allow people to get more into acro yoga. I realized the love for it is there. People see it and they gravitate to it and they think it's cool and they would love to try it. But it can be very hard to find the classes and then find a partner to go to class with, and all those kind of things. So I wanted to create a space where people can just come here and do acro yoga just because they wanted to practice, and they have a partner, and they really I just need a space where I can go practice and practice safely, right? I have mats and soft floors and all the things that you would need to be able to fall, and all over the place. You can fall on your head and fall on the floor and nothing's gonna go wrong. It's just like landing on a mattress, just like you did as a kid. And then there will be experienced acro yoga trainers here as well for all those who are beginners who have never done it before, but they get the opportunity to come and be in kind of a class-like setting where they get to, maybe just start with one pose. One of the biggest things that I've always heard about with yoga is people are afraid to go to yoga because they don't know what to do. They don't know how to do it. I don't understand what the names are and the terms are. And in a class setting, once I call this, I'll give you a few cues, but we got to move forward because we're in a class and I can't slow down and specialize you. So since this is not really a class setting, this allows someone to just come and learn a basic pose, and you can take as much time as you want with that pose. We'll be still here working with you because it's just kind of like a good hangout and play. There'll be lots of other people who will be here who also do acro yoga, so they'll be willing to help you because the yoga community is just so overwhelming, loving. They just don't know how to not help you anyway. So just that, I just wanted to have a nice indoor safe space for people to really practice and learn and let acro grow, because I think it's a real big it's a bond builder. And I think where we're in such a divided space in our country right now. I really would like for us to start doing things that kind of bring us back to working with other people, being with other people, creating magic and art with other people together, you know what I mean? Like, and the togetherness of what I love about acro yoga. I think there needs to be a space where we can just start to come back together and be happy and not be so combative and fighting against each other for a while.
Exactly. No, that's awesome. I want to join that also. I've been looking at acro yoga and thinking that is something where I want to get to for sure. It's the journey, but like you're saying, just taking the steps and doing the things you love to do the things you love better. So before we go, is there a mantra that you live by or something you want to share with us that could keep us going on a daily basis?
My mantra that I live by, that I post, that I say constantly is come back better. And come back better is definitely something that I guess based off of my platform, it has been given the presentation of fitness, but it does not. It does not live by fitness at all. It literally has nothing to do with fitness, but at the same time, everything to do with fitness. Come back better is just about any aspect of your life. It's constant improvement of yourself in any aspect, any realm of your life. We all wear many hats. We're moms, we're dads, we're uncles, we're cousins, we're coworkers, we're UPS truck drivers, we're students, we're kids, we're everything, right? So all of those things I think you should just always be focused on improving yourself in one or more of those hats every single day. How can I be a better mom to my kids? How can I be a better husband to my wife? How can I be a better co-owner, a better employee to this company? How can I improve myself so that the person that I was yesterday, I am now better because I learned this, because I tried this, because I started working on this, because I started improving this, because I came up with the idea of a class that I can take, because I'm looking to see how can I get the money to start this company. All of those things are just one step of improvement. So improvement doesn't necessarily mean you got better, but just the mindset to say, okay, this Monday, I'm going to start going back to the gym. Instantly, you just improved because you created a plan for improvement. And that's the first step. So you got that step out of the way. And that is a step of improvement. No one ever went to the gym and developed this incredible body without first saying, okay, I'm going to go at this point. So just the mantra come back better is all about thinking about who I am and what I can improve on today and what I'm choosing to improve on today. Even if you become a better cookie baker for your kid, you're better. You've just improved. And that's great that you had an improvement in your life, and constantly doing that for yourself every day, not always, digging into yourself and being hard on yourself, but just saying, okay, well, today I'm going to read a self-help book. Great. Today I'm going to read 5 pages from a self-help book. Today I'm going to go and look into what are self-help books. Any of that kind of stuff is just improvement. So constantly trying to improve your life is what Comeback Better is all about. And I encourage everyone to grab that, take it, hold on to it, and just see what you can do today to be better at any of the many, 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 many hats that we all wear.
Thank you for that. And it's definitely something I will be coming to to Orlando, to the gym, and I will come back better. So I
Yes,
appreciate
you
you.
will.
I appreciate you so much for sharing your story with us and
Hmm.
just being vulnerable and telling us the journey and inspiring us all to do so. So thank you for coming on the show. And I hope that we get to talk to you again soon.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate being here, and just I appreciate what you're doing, spreading mindfulness and just showing people the different avenues. So thank you for what you do for all of us as well.
Oh, thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Check out Clyde Hampton Jr. on Instagram at c.hamp.ionyogi, as well as his YouTube page for tutorials and routines. Visit the website ninjafitgyms.com.